योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Shloka 19 in Vishnu Sahasranama is Mahabuddhir Mahaviryo Mahashaktir Mahatyudihi Anirdesha Vabu Shriman Abheyatma Mahadridrak. There are 8 namas in this shloka and they are Mahabuddhi, Mahavirya, Mahashaktihi, Mahadyudihi, Anirdesha Vabhu, Shriman, Ame Atma, Mahadridrak. These are the 8 namas in this shloka, and the first nama is Mahabuddhi, one who has a supreme intelligence or very concentrated intelligence. He is called the Mahabuddhi. Acharya explains that Buddhimadham abhi buddhimatvat mahabuddhi, one who has the sharpest intelligence among the intelligent people, he is Mahabuddhi. And the same point is supported by Bhagavad Gita at chapter 7, sloka 10. Buddhir buddhimadam asmi, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. So this we have seen before, this is shloka. And in the Mundaka Upanishad, first Mundaka, canto 1, mantra 7 says, Ya sarvajna sarvavidyasya jnanamayam tapaha. Ya sarvajna sarvavidyasya jnanamayam tapaha. That is, he is sarvajna, all-knowing, knower of all things in detail, Sarvavid, Jnanamayam Tapaha. His knowledge, his austerity itself is constituted of knowledge. So his knowledge itself, he is buddhi, he is intelligent. Infinite intelligence, not limited. So what is this buddhi? We say that when a student comes first in the class, we say he is a buddhiman. Or a person, when he attains a success, we say he is very intelligent. So is it that buddhi? Definitely that is buddhi, but that is limited buddhi. Bhavan has infinite intelligence. What is that buddhi? The antakarana, it has 4 factors. That is the ahankara, manas, chitta, and buddhi. Buddhi is the most important factor in the antakarana. Ahankara is that individual consciousness. It is this individual consciousness, that is the I consciousness, that separates us from Brahman, the universal consciousness. As soon as this individual consciousness is formed, many thoughts connected with this individuality or related to this individuality will be formed, just like I have this, I do not have this, I want this, I do not want this. Just like that, many thoughts related to this individuality will be formed. And this group of thoughts is called, or this collection of thoughts is called the manas, that is mind. As soon as a thought arises, that immediately forms an impression in the universal consciousness. That universal consciousness is otherwise called chitta, or consciousness, or according to the psychologists, they call it as memory. As soon as a thought is formed in the mind, or when we think, or when we do any action, because we cannot do any action without a thought. As soon as a thought is formed or an action is done, immediately that it forms an impression in the mind stuff, that is the chitta. The Vedantas call this as mind stuff or manas, and the psychologists call it as memory. And again, the Vedantas or the people who are yogis, they call it as the chit or universal consciousness. Anyway, it is Bhagavan. In Bhagavan, all our impressions are there in Bhagavan. So it is that individuality which limits our awareness. So when we want to decide, what happens is this buddhi, which is the deciding factor, it immediately refers to, according to the ahankara, taking into account all the impressions in the mind, connecting with memory, connecting with the ahankara, analyzing all the thoughts, connecting with memory, it takes a decision. It takes a decision. Sometimes when we take decision, it may go wrong, or it may be dull decision. It is not up to that mark, or we may take time. So all this is because of ahankara. Because of this ahankara, the information we feed in the mind will be limited, and sometimes it may be wrong also. And the next point is, even when we put in the right information, more information also, because a person who had read more books, the information he may gather would have been large data. But still, that memory in it, that is, when we want to decide, that memory must assist that decision. There may be lapse in this, or it may take time. After deciding everything, the next day we may feel that, oh, we might have decided this, I thought of this, but I forgot. It's so common among us, isn't it? So, this memory, this ahankara, all this makes our decision wrong, or delay our decision, or it may not be up to the mark. Not always, but sometimes. But most of the time we take wrong decisions because the ahankara, it plays a havoc in taking decisions. But according to Bhavan, what happens in Bhavan is he has this universal awareness, universal consciousness. He is aware of all the impressions formed in that consciousness or in the chit. He doesn't have ahankara, so he can access all the information, all the data universally. And he has perfect memory because he is consciousness itself. There is no point in forgetting itself. That doesn't arise itself because he is always aware of everything. So when Bhagavan takes a decision, he has a universal awareness and his memory is perfect, and because of that, he takes noble, perfect, instant decision. And that's why Bhagavan is called the Mahabuddhi. He can access all the types of information, all the information, even when an insect or a small animal, it performs an action. That action is impressed in the mind, in the consciousness only, in the chit. Anything, whatever, when there is a moment or what that consciousness, that vibration, it forms an information in the consciousness. And since Bhagavan doesn't limit his consciousness, we have this ahankara, so we limit our information gathering, we limit our consciousness. But Bhagavan, he has infinite consciousness. So he is called the Sarvajna. He knows everything. And he knows everything in detail, Sarvavid. And Jnanamayam Tabaha. Since he doesn't have any other thoughts other than this, only pure thoughts, he is said as one having that Mahabuddhi. So that's the meaning of the Nama Mahabuddhi. We in our materialistic world, we say, wow, one who always comes first in the class, he is buddhi, he is intelligent. Or when he always succeeds in life, then we say he is an intelligent person. That is also intelligence, but that is limited intelligence. So that's the difference between our intelligence and the intelligence of Bhavan. That is this ahankara, that's the main thing here. We restrict ourselves by our individual consciousness. And since Bhavan, he has that universal consciousness. His consciousness is infinite. Awareness is infinite. And so he is called Mahabuddhi. The next nama is Mahavirya. Mahavirya, we saw in that last shloka also, that here in this context, what is said by what Acharya writes is, Mahat Utpatti Karanam Avidya Lakshanam Viryam Asya iti Mahaviryaha. That is, the unknown force behind this creation is Avidya Maya. And one who has that power Maya, he is called Mahaviryaha. That strength in creating this universe, and he is not affected by Maya also. And so he is called Mahavirya. And not only that, we all have a dynamic force in us, a driving force, yet urge. Only because of that we are able to do our karmas. Bhavan is that totality of all the dynamic forces, or the totality of all the driving forces in all the beings. And so also he is called Mahavirya. The next nama is Mahashakti. This also we saw in the last video, the last shloka. In this context, what Mahashakti means is one who has immense skill, talent, power, intelligence, everything to create this universe. We can very well realize his buddhi and his strength, everything from each and every creation. Just imagine, just think of this Prithvi. It has a gravity. Because of that force, we all are very close to this planet. Even the satellite of this Prithvi, that is Moon, it doesn't have that gravity. That is why we are able to do our karmas in this Prithvi. According to our karmas, this Prithvi is designed. So just imagine his intelligence, his buddhi, his strength, his virya, everything, whatever you can call that. And because of all that, because of this creation, the immense talent and skill in this creation, he is called Mahashakti. The next nama is Mahadyudihi. Mahadyudihi means one who has that Swayam Jyoti, he is self-luminous, effulgent splendor, he is called Mahadyudihi. And the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in two mantras, it says Bhavan as Swayam Jyoti, he is that self-luminous Atma. Another mantra, that is 4416, that mantra says Jodisham Jodihi, light of all lights. And the Mundaka Upanishad, Hiranmaye pare koshe virajam brahmanishkalam tachubhram jodisham jodistadatma vidho viduhu. This mantra says, Hiranmaye Bhare Koshe, that blissful sheath, that supreme bright sheath is Brahman. Virajam Brahman Ishkalam, that Brahman, it doesn't have any kalam, that is any sin or any impurities, or it is not tainted by anything. That Shubhram, that is very pure. Jodisham Jodihi, it is the light of all lights, that one who knows that Brahman as that, he knows his self. This is from the Mundaka Upanishad, and in this same Upanishad only, the next mantra is that very famous mantra, Tameva Bhantam Anubhadi Sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhadihi. That is, first he shines, and after that, everything shines after him, after Brahman. He is the luminosity of the sun, the stars, and what all luminous objects are there. It is this light, that is the light of the Satma. So he is called the Mahadyudihi, the light of all lights. The next nama is Anirdesha Babahu. Anirdesha means one who cannot be defined or one who cannot be described. Because the form of Bhagavan is Chaitanya Rupa, that is, in all our forms, or because of the according to our karmas, the gross elements they come together, they combine together and give us a form according to the impressions in our mind. But the Rupa of Bhagavan is Chaitanya Rupa, the consciousness they condense together, give a form, and when Bhagavan think of discarding this form, immediately it will merge in this creation. So that is the Chaitanya Rupa, and that cannot be described or defined. Bhagavan Vishnu, he is beyond all our senses and the mind, so he cannot be described or defined. He cannot be grasped by the five senses. He is so subtle, infinite, all pervading, formless. There is nothing in this creation where he is not there. So that is Anirdesha Babahu. And another interpretation is more of a same meaning. Nirdesha means certain, definite. Anirdesha means that which is not certain. Vapu means a form or a sharira, body. Anirdesha Babu means one who does not have a definite form. That is the meaning of the word Anirdesha Babu. The next nama is Shriman. One who has a Shri, Lakshmi, prosperity, Aishwarya, and wealth with him. One who is endowed with a Shri is a Shriman. Bhagavan Vishnu, he has Devi Lakshmi always with him, and so he is a Shriman, one who has that Lakshmi with him. And to indicate that all the men in this world are Sri Mahavishnu, to indicate that only, before the name, nama of any person, as a prefix, Sriman is added. When we respect a person and when we address him thus, then we have to tell that person as Shriman, that is Shriman Natraj or Shriman Kaushik, like that. Shriman Aditya, like that, Shriman and another name, the name of that person. And the women, they are addressed as Srimati, Srimati Kaushalya, Srimati Anuradha, like that. So the prefix must, it is customary to add prefix to the before, if it's a male gender, then Sriman is added. If female gender, Srimati is added. That's how, with respect, we address a person. So to indicate that only Sriman, because one who has a Shri with him is a Shriman, and a Shri, that means not that means wealth and prosperity. Not only it means the wealth, that is the gold ornaments or the diamonds or the gems or the acres and acres of land. That is all gross wealth. But Bhagavan doesn't need gold or anything like that. Even Lakshmi is shown with a lot of gold ornaments and the gold coins coming from her hands, just to indicate that that gold is the only yellow metal. It is when we purify it, it becomes yellow. That is, the pure state of that gold is yellow in color, and that indicates Mangala, Shubha, prosperity. That's why gold is so popular, and it's very rare also, because even when we say rare, we have to say that platinum is more rarer than this, but that is not connected with wealth. Mainly, the pure form of gold is yellow in color. For that only, it is connected with wealth and prosperity, and like that, diamond, for that luminous nature, the diamond is given that connected with wealth and rare gems. But all these are gross wealth and gross prosperity. But Bhagavan is beyond all that. He has that divine nature, auspicious nature, divinity, that Aishwarya, eight different branches of Aishwarya she has. And that's why Lakshmi is said as Shri, the endowed with all the prosperity, wealth, that is subtle wealth, subtle prosperity, subtle auspiciousness, Aishwarya. So one who has Lakshmi with him is Shri Ma. And Shri also means beauty, Shobha. Bhagavan likes to be decorated well and he always looks beautiful, and he prefers to be beautiful, and so he is called Sriman. One who prefers to be beautiful is Sriman. The next nama is Ame Atma, one who cannot be comprehended by the mind. He is our Antaratma. How can we comprehend him from outside? We cannot define or describe him from outside. He is our Antaratma, the soul of all beings. We can only merge with him, realize him, but we cannot explain him. And that's the main meaning for the word Ame Atma. And Acharya explains, Sarva Pranivir Ameya Buddhiratma Yasyasa Ame Atma. That is, his intellect or self cannot be measured or inferred by other beings. And so he is called Ame Atma, and he cannot be comprehended or measured in any way by our gross senses. So he is Amayatma. The next nama and the last nama is Mahadridrak. Maha means great, Dri means great mountain, and Drik means Dharati, that is one who bears. So one who bears great mountains is Mahadridrak. And two avatars are connected with this. First is the Kurma avatar of Bhavan. Bhavan Vishnu, he took the form of a tortoise, Kurma, and on his hard back, he bore that Mantara mountain when the Devas and the Asuras, when they churned the Milky Ocean. So Bhagavan bore that one who bears that great mountain is Mahadradri. That incident is connected with this great mountain bearer. And another incident is when Bhagavan took the Krishna avatara, he lifted the Govardhana Giri with his little finger to help all the people, the Gopila. So by that meaning also he is called Mahadridra. There is one who bears even great mountains for the welfare of his devotees. He is Mahadridra. So these are the 8 namas in this shloka. Bhagavan Vishnu, he has great intelligence and he decides everything instantly, and his knowledge is infinite. He has great strength, skill, talent, and he is that Swayam Jyoti, luminous itself, self-luminous, light of all lights, and he cannot be described or defined, and he always has the Devi Lakshmi with him. He cannot be comprehended by the mind or the senses. And Bhagavan Vishnu, he bears even the great mountains for the welfare of his devotees. So these are the meaning of the namas in this shloka. I will continue with the shloka 20 in my next video. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. ॐ तत्सत्.